Sup witches, this is 90 Hermit, and today I want to tell you about the 5 days intensive with Rachel Pollack and Mary K. Greer at the Omega Institute. So I had my first day, and this is where Tuesday today, second day. I got a necklace from Rachel Pollack. She makes necklaces, and my necklace is about a Haitian goddess from Haiti, if I pronounce it well. So I actually wanted to buy the Queen of Swords necklace at first because it was more like me, like the Queen of Swords. But at the end I just realized that it's kind of boring and I want something else. I want some fun in my life, so I went for this one. And it's actually funny because at the dinner table I saw a girl with the Queen of Swords necklace, and she actually said that she would want more structure in her life. So it was the opposite, like we went for what we needed, which was quite fun. So this is it. Rachel Pollack blessed my necklace, and anyway, I'm super excited. It's unique. There's not another copies. There were different necklaces. And right now I'm going to the bookstore to look for more tarot decks, like if I don't have enough of them, you know. Oh my gosh. And there's gonna be a short Lenormand class tonight by Mary K. Greer. And I didn't bring any Lenormand decks with me, so I might as well get a new one, right? So I'm back from the bookstore, and guess what I got? This deck. Everybody has it. Not everybody. There's a bunch of people who bought this deck from the bookstore. It's the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. Okay, it's like the basic Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but it has a little bit of different shades of colors, which is very nice. And you know what, guys? The more I go to all these events, the Reader Studio, the Omega Institute Tarot events, the more I see that the decks that's used the most in the classrooms is the basic Rider-Waite-Smith deck, right? So that's the basic one, and that's what people go with the most. So I'm back home. I drove around 5 hours on Friday the 26th of July to get back to Canada from Rhinebeck, New York Omega Institute. And it was quite fun. I was reflecting a lot on my journey and the tarot conference. So basically I'm just gonna give you a little taste and summary of what happened during the 5-day of Tarot Wisdom with Mary K. Greer and Rachel Pollack. There's a lot of different aspects of tarot that we covered, and different materials were given, so it's hard to summarize everything, but I'm just gonna go with what I remember and what resonated with me, right? So we did different exercises to connect with the tarot. We described the card, we looked at it, we tried different things. We had different spreads that were given, and we practiced them. And people who attended these events many times or many years, they actually said that the spreads were different, and that every time they come for this event, it's different and there's something new to it. So it's not the same material that's given over and over again. It's not like that. We did a meditation involving tarot cards and sort of like a visualization of tarot cards. We covered the minor, we covered the court cards. We did an exercise to combine different symbols in cards to make sigils, and I'm gonna show you what I did. I combined 3 cards. I combined the High Priestess, the Temperance, and the Sun, and sort of I got my sigil with 3 symbols from 3 different cards. We also did some drawing of cards. So I'm gonna show you a picture of what I did and you'll see my amazing artistic talent. I'm just kidding. So we tried to combine different aspects of cards in a drawing to make them interact even more, which was, wow, amazing. We also did a tarot exercise to confront what's not working in our life and how to try to manifest what we want, our goal with the cards. So as well, during the 5 days there was extra time for Lenormand. So Mary K. Greer did a short introduction to Lenormand outside of class, and as well Iacuzzo did a beginner's tarot class also outside of class hours, and I actually went to both and I loved it. It was amazing, it was fun, it was interactive, and we practiced spreads. What should I tell you more? I'm gonna start showing what I got. As I showed you in the first part of the video, I got the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot, which is a very similar, well, it's very similar to the basic Rider-Waite-Smith. This is the back, this is the front, and it's borderless. That's what I like about it. No borders. I apologize for the background noise. There's a concert outside. So it's quite nice. The fact that it's without borders, comes with a little white book. So then let's go to the stuff I have signed. The Gaian Tarot by Joanna, Powell, Colbert. She signed the book. Yay. So there's a big beautiful book, and the deck is about nature. I'm gonna just show you a few cards from the deck. The backs, and it's gilded, it's silver on the edges. Alright, next one. So on one of the days after class, we went to Rhinebeck, me and somebody else, we went to the Rhinebeck bookstore. It's called Oblong Bookstore, and they had few copies of the Brady Tarot, which I decided to buy considering the fact that to ship it to Canada it's gonna be more expensive than to buy it on the spot in the US. So the Brady Tarot is a very it's a deck that's about nature, about animals, and what I didn't know is that the guidebook is written by Rachel Pollack. She signed it, yay. Which is an amazing guidebook with a bunch of details for every card. I'd say it's different from the Rider-Waite-Smith because the theme of this deck is the theme of this deck is about nature, and some of the cards are not similar, are not 100% the same as the Rider-Waite-Smith, but when you read the guidebook it makes sense, and if you know already about different animals and in nature, you won't have any trouble to understand the logic behind the art in this deck. And the quality is fantastic, guys, and I'm very picky. I'm telling you, fantastic. It's gilded gold, but a different type of gold than the usual type. It's less metallic, I guess. And every conference I go where there's Mary K. Greer and Rachel Pollack, I come with 2 books to sign. In Montreal, they signed Tarot for Yourself and the 78 Degrees of Wisdom. This one I went with the new Tarot Handbook, and Rachel signed it. And I also went for Mary Kay Greer with Tarot Reversals, and she signed it too. So it's quite funny. Every workshop I go, I'm just gonna bring 2 more books because they have so many published. So I'm gonna bring 2 more books every workshop for them to sign. And of course I have the Small Mediums at Large by Terry Iacuzzo, which she signed also for me. And so far I'm already reading this book. I'm on page 30, and it's very easy to read and very interesting. And just from her personality and from what I saw during the stay at Omega, she is just such a bright soul and who's down to earth, and you can actually talk to her, and she's very approachable. Actually, all the teachers were very approachable, and during the breaks they encouraged us to sit at the dinner table with them, and we could exchange, talk about tarot. And at the end of our day, they sometimes would pass by to the cafe and sit with us and talk about tarot. So if you're considering attending this conference, I suggest that you attended, because it was a lot of fun, and people just, we were all together at the end, like a big small tarot group of around 35 people. And the last day we stayed, Thursday, the day before the last day, we stayed at the cafe until late at night, and we talked about tarot, and we didn't really want to leave because we felt so good around people who love tarot, and we could share our interests and our ideas and our knowledge. So this was amazing. And the Omega Institute was quite a good place to go. It was, the staff was very welcoming, as I told you in the previous video, and there were free yoga classes, Tai Chi classes, and meditation classes every day. And I went twice to the yoga class. I actually loved it. It was a lot of fun. It wasn't packed or anything. Not everybody goes to the open classes, despite the fact they're open. So try it out. And at the end of the day, sometimes I even felt that I was saturated with knowledge. Overall, I would call it like a tarot boot camp, because you're saturated, your brain just gets saturated with tarot and with all the ideas, the techniques, and the interpretations. You go back to your room and you're thinking about the spread or the tarot. So it's a lot of learning combined in these 5 days.